Hi, I apologize for the lack of lighting. I am currently about just over halfway reading Tusk Love. I just wanted to give kind of like a halfway um kind of point or update on the book. It's really good. I was kind of worried for like a reviewing purposes that maybe the book would be too like Critical Role heavy or Exandria heavy, like you need to know shit before reading it, but no, this is so like friendly for anybody to pick up. I actually kind of want to recommend this to one of my friends who likes their smut and doesn't know anything, well, knows what Critical Role is, but doesn't know anything else other than she loves Laura Bailey. So this might be a recommendation, maybe a little Christmas present for her, or like presents in general for her. I really recommend buying it. It's quite good. I wouldn't say it's like super smutty. It's probably like out of like 5, it's like a 2.5. Well, I'd say like a 2 currently. I think it's going to be one of those books that's like perfectly in the middle for smuttiness. It's not too like, here's 20 pages on how they do it. I think it's going to be more on the side of like, here's a little bit of mwah, and see how you go with it. So, definitely liking it so far, but I will give you my full thoughts towards the end. I'm currently at 170 pages out of some amount. I'm trying to find the end. Out of like 270, so I'm about 100-ish pages off, so I'm really keen to continue reading. Hey everyone, welcome to today's book club episode. We are going to be talking about the highly acclaimed, something I've been so excited to have my hands on for the longest time, Tusk Love. You have no idea how excited I have been to read this book. So, if you're like, what the hell is this? Why is she so excited? Let me explain. Tusk Love, which is this book right here, this physical, real-life book, was a joke that was made in Critical Role. Yes, there's another Critical Role video. If you don't like it, skip ahead. But even if you don't care for D&D or Critical Role, this is a book for you. This was a book that was mentioned by Jester Lavore, a D&D character who basically was talking about how she used to like read smart and she wanted to write smart and like all of these things. And in particular, she had mentioned the name Tusk Love. It was just random, off the beat, just mentioned. And them being them, they made Matthew Mercer, the DM, kind of talk a little bit about the book, and now she's real. This is Critical Role's first ever romancy smutty book. I'm not gonna say romance, more on the side of like heavier romance. There's been some with like conversations about it, or some where they discuss it, or like, you know, it's in there, but not in there, if you know what I mean. Such a good book. Oh my god. I read a lot of Critical Role books, as you can tell by the playlist that this video is also in. Some of them have not been up to my standards. Others I've definitely quite liked. This, like 10 out of 10. I love this book so much. It has been so long since I've read a decent book that actually had me gripped, that had me excited to read the next page, and had me actually wanting to tell my friends about it and to please read it. It's so good. Like, oh, I'm so happy it's so good. I will explain to you a little bit more instead of being like, it's so good. So Tusk Love is about this girl with the silver long hair who basically is going to be married. She's betrothed to this person, and so she has to like walk all across this foreign land where she gets jumped by a bunch of mercenaries and all of her bodyguards die. She does this thing where she sets them all alight, but he comes in and saves her, and they have this really fun dynamic of they love each other, but he's a gentleman because, you know, he very much is aware that she's betrothed to, but is so in love with her he doesn't know what to do. you know, she's very prim and proper, even though she came from a very unwealthy time, or unwealthy, like, parents and unwealthy, well, everything really. All of her parents, like both of her parents are very unwealthy, are like commoners, but they try and make her this royal person so that she could fit into the high society, where he is just a blacksmith's son who lost his mother recently, lives in the slums, and understands that to be a gentleman, sometimes you gotta push what you're wanting a lot further than intended. I love the way that these characters are written. I actually feel like I can connect to these characters. I feel like I'm a part of these characters. It doesn't feel like some random love story where the characters are useless. She goes on a journey of being kind of useless to like a full-blown, strong, capable, smart, witty woman who talks for herself. And he starts off as a very gruff, angry, hating the world type of dude, to somebody who is still rough, but wants to be the man for her and will do anything to keep her safe and sound, even if it's killing a couple of people or two. I love it. There's definitely a lot of tropes in this book, I will say. A lot of them being like, you know, oh, we're stuck in the wilderness, how are we going to keep warm? Oh no. To like, oh no, there's only one bed in a tavern. Whatever will we do? Or like, you know, she's sunshine and rainbows and he's grumpy cat. And like, you know, pretty much I feel like they have every single trope in this book is like shoved in. But it works quite well. It doesn't feel like it's being cramped in to tick all the boxes. It makes sense for the story. It makes sense for the characters. And it's such a good read. Like, it's so fun. It's only, what is it, 280 pages? 270? It's 269 pages. Nice. I know 100% they did the 69 pages on purpose. That's great. It's just, and I will say, it does get a bit explicit, which I kind of appreciate, because there's a lot of times that books will be romantic and either it feels like they're trying to tread around the explicit parts, but then there are other times where books are just so explicit you're like, oh my god, I don't need to know every micro detail about what is happening. I don't need to know what the hair follicles are feeling. Do you know what I mean? I feel like this has a very good balance of, when ready, things happen. I'm trying not to spoil too much, but always when it comes to book club reads, things may get spoiled, but it's just such a delight. It's so happy, it's so fun. Even when they're serious and sad, I'm not like bogged down by it. It doesn't make me feel really depressive. I just am really happy. Like, it feels like a nice sunny day wrapped up in like a smoky paper. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's so fun, it's so fresh, it's so enjoyable. But there is that deep tension, there's a deep, it's like if the Gomez's from the Addams Family, right? Their type of love with like the yearning of like, their type of yearning, their type of love, but like put into this like super happy feeling. I don't know how else to describe it. It's just so good. It's definitely worth the read. The author in particular who wrote this book is Thea Ganazzo. I'm so sorry, I know I'm saying that wrong. I apologize. She's a great author. She born and raised in the Philippines. I have not read actually her stuff before, so it looks like what she has written in particular is called the Hurricane Wars series. It's 2 books, and Star Wars from a certain point of view, Return of the Jedi. So it looks like she definitely knows her shit when it comes to fantasy. She knows what she's talking about, which I was a little bit worried about whenever other authors are kind of given the ideas or the inspirations from a series that people love so much. And I think they could have spun it in a lot of different ways because there wasn't anything concrete with this. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't like Critical Role had said word for word what's happening, so they could kind of play with it a bit more. But I will say what I appreciate as someone who's a Critical Role fan, there's a lot of references in here that I got, whereas even if you weren't a Critical Role fan, it wouldn't feel like it's going over your head. So in particular, one of the ones is they've got the Opal of the Ocean is one of the characters in here, right? Which makes sense because Jester's mum is called Ruby of the Sea. So it's like kind of playing, and like, which this took me a long time to realize, but her name is, the girl's name is Guinevere, which is Jester's real name. So there's those connect, because this is supposed to be like her love story with Ford, and like he's an orc, but like he's what I imagine Jester to view him as, and his name is Oscar. I don't think it ever says a last name. Actually, no, it does. It says what clan. I don't remember what clan, but you know, he's very rough and tough, like rough and dangerous, but sexy and smooth. And I feel like that's what she, like, Jester always imagines Ford as. So it's kind of funny to see it in this. But there's subtle little picks throughout the book, like even if it's just, it's set in Marquette, which I have a visual for, and reading this I'm like, oh, they're running through here, or like they're running in this point, because it doesn't specify like what era this is set in. You could probably gauge it and guess it for like the super fans out there. That's not me. I just love this series. But even if you haven't done anything to do with Critical Role, have no idea about D&D, this is not D&D heavy at all. The only thing I will say is this is obviously fantasy, because there's orcs, there's furfolk, there's tieflings, there's everything in between. So if you don't like fantasy but you like romance, I would say give it a shot. I will say, for the people who are like me, who don't like overly explicit content, this has enough explicit content where you're like, oh, okay, that's happening, but you're not like, oh my god, there's so much going on. So literally, I think I'm gonna give this a 10 out of 10. It is such a phenomenal book. I just wish there was more. Give me another book. Give me another chapter. Give me more. Like, oh my god, I want to know what happens. They run off into the sunset. Do they get married? Do they have children? I want to know this. Or do they break up in 2 weeks? I need to know the details. Even if it's just like a little like graphic novel epilogue, which, oh my god, I would have so many ideas for how that could be. As a writer as well, like, I have written my own books, but also as somebody who has a bachelor, or should have soon, a Bachelor of Arts in creative writing in English, and who has a graphic design degree, and like all these things, I'm like, please, god, I have so many ideas for how the like epilogue could be for this. It's just, I love it dearly. It goes in my Critical Role collection. I'm gonna do a whole nother video on that, but #1 Critical Role book, 100%. I cannot rave about it enough. But I will stop here so I'm not talking you off too much. Thank you all so much for joining me for book club. This is Tusk Love. Real quick, real simple. It's a beautiful book. I just love it so much. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below your opinion of Tusk Love. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you love the smuttiness, or were you wishing for more? Who knows? Let me know in the comments below. Anyway, I love y'all, and I'll see you in the next book club. Bye.